Kevin McCarthy is set to become the House of Representatives Speaker of the House, which is what Nancy Pelosi currently holds, that position. Well, if this takes place, if and when, because it's an 85% likelihood, we expect the Republicans to start pushing their agenda on the floor. Now, right now, we currently have the fact that Kevin McCarthy released what they're calling the Republican Commitment to America. This basically highlights their agenda, and really it's more of a mission statement. There's not a lot of details in this plan, but this is really a high level overview, kind of telling you, hey, as Republicans, when they take control of the House, this is their mission statement. And this is really where this misinformation is stemming from. Because on the one hand, we have the actual PDF that Republicans released highlighting their plans once they take control of the House. And then we have this fake PDF with false information circulating around social media. And it's literally telling people they plan on kicking people off Social Security benefits. They plan on kicking people off Medicare. Completely insane things that really are not true. Now, some of these things stem from facts and things that Republicans do want to put in place. And one thing I want to point out here is this is something that both sides do. Democrats do this and Republicans. And I just want to reiterate here that my job on this channel is to give you guys unbiased news. I'm not trying to pick sides. And quite frankly, folks, I think all of these clowns work for the same circus, whether it's Democrats or Republicans. I think they work for the machine and they're really not taking care of the people the way they should. But what I want to point out here is usually what happens in elections, whether it's midterm elections or presidential elections, is both sides really try and give you the good stuff, right? They try and tell you, you know what, we're going to make America safe. We're going to help the middle class. We're going to do this, that, and the other. More of a mission statement, but really with no details on how they want to get there, right? Because the devil is in the details. And usually what happens is both sides want to give you the good stuff, but the truth is, like anything else, usually there's going to be some compromise, right? And they don't want to come out and tell you what those compromises will be because then they're going to get slammed by the other side, right? Like if Republicans come out and say, you know what, we want to raise the eligibility age for Medicare to 70, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to lose a lot of the senior vote. But right now, we're going to jump into exactly what this commitment to America is, what Republicans said is their mission statement. Then we're going to talk about what's this misinformation, right? What's circulating, telling people that they're going to literally kick people off Social Security and Medicare, and where are these rumors coming from? Where did this misinformation stem from? Because we do actually have a detailed budget plan from Republicans that does show that they do want to do some things like increase the eligibility age for Medicare, increase eligibility age for Social Security, things like that. So these things do stem from actual facts that Republicans want to do. So we're going to discuss the differences here. What's misinformation? What's really the fluff that Republicans are giving you? And what's the details? What's the devil in the details? Some potentially bad things that Republicans could try and do as well. Now, before we jump into that, folks, quickly, I want to show you a clip from Kevin McCarthy really announcing this commitment to America mission statement. So let's take a look. Let's see what Kevin McCarthy had to say, and then we'll jump into the details on what exactly Republicans plan to do and how this differs from this misinformation circulating around social media.
They control Washington. They control the House, the Senate, the White House. They control the committees. They control the agencies. It's their plan, but they have no plan to fix all the problems they created. So you know what? We've created a commitment to America. And we're going to talk about it today. We want an economy that is strong. That means you can fill up your tank. You can buy the groceries. You have enough money left over to go to Disneyland and save for a future. That the paychecks grow, they no longer shrink. We have a plan for a nation that's safe. That means your community will be protected. Your law enforcement will be respected. Your criminals will be prosecuted. We believe in a future that's built on freedom. That your children come first. They're taught to dream big. And we believe in a check and balance that government should be accountable. No longer special interest. We should work for you, not the other way around like it is today.
Okay, so all good stuff there, obviously, but let's jump into the actual details and what they want to do. First, I want to point out this misinformation, kind of these scare tactics circling around about what Republicans want to do when it comes to kicking people off benefits. Now, I really want you guys to see this, so I'm going to go full screen, so you might not see me on the screen for a few minutes, but if you look here, this is the fake PDF circulating around social media, and it says, entitlements are bankrupting our country and the future of our children. Republicans are the only party with a plan to address our fiscal crisis and commit to the following if you give us the majority in November, referring to these midterm elections here this week. First, make Social Security solvent by eliminating double dipping. Retirees who have a pension, an IRA, a 401k, or disability benefits will be ineligible for Social Security benefits. So do you see how insane that is, folks? Essentially saying anyone who has a 401k would be kicked off Social Security benefits. Anyone who has a pension would be kicked off Social Security benefits. You could imagine how that would freak millions of seniors out. They also said in this PDF, raise the age for Medicare eligibility to 75. You would not be able to qualify for Medicare until you're 75 years old, and eligibility ends for anyone over the age of 90. So you could see how completely insane this PDF is. How could you not allow people to qualify for Medicare until they're 75? I mean, that would essentially mean they have to work until 75, which is completely ridiculous. And then kicking them off at age 90, I mean, what would you do at age 90 with no way of working, really making money? How could you possibly expect anyone to work at the age of 90 to pay for their own healthcare? The PDF also says tax disabled veteran benefits, tax employer-sponsored healthcare plans, and they said these simple steps will help put our country back on the path of prosperity and ensure a bright future for our children and grandchildren. Now, let's take a look at the actual PDF, right? What their actual Commitment to America PDF said from the Republicans. Then we're going to look at exactly where these lies came from, because they do come from some truth. And I do want to be honest with you guys. Republicans, at least the majority of Republicans, they do want to make some changes to Social Security and Medicare that, quite frankly, ain't good for seniors, folks. Now, it's not as bad as this PDF said, but it is going to mean less people would qualify for Social Security and Medicare. But first, let's take a look at the actual PDF released by Republicans. Now, again, this is essentially just a mission statement. Now, this says they want to create an economy that's strong by fighting inflation and lowering the cost of living. They also want to create a nation that's safe by securing the border and combating illegal immigration. They want to create a future that's built on freedom by making sure every student can succeed and giving parents a strong voice. And they also want to create a government that's accountable, preserving our constitutional freedoms. Now, again, not a lot of details in this PDF, but that's really what politicians usually do. When it comes to elections, they give you the fluff and the good stuff, but they don't really want to give you the negative side or the compromise. Now, really quick, let's jump into the details and exactly where this misinformation came from. Now, the first statement was making Social Security solvent by eliminating double dipping. Retirees who have a pension, IRA, 401k, or disability benefits would be ineligible for Social Security benefits. Now, first of all, there is no proposal to bar retirees who have a pension, an IRA, or a 401k from collecting Social Security benefits. This part was completely made up. So if you have disability, a 401k, an IRA, there is literally no plan to make you not qualify for Social Security benefits. That part was completely made up and is circulating on social media. Now, however, a budget plan does exist from Republicans that recommends discontinuing benefits for veterans who suffered an injury or disease while they were in the military, although not as a result of military service. In these cases, these payments are duplicative with Social Security disability insurance, meaning they're getting both payments, right? They're getting SSDI and they're getting these VA disability benefits as well. Republicans, at least the majority of Republicans, essentially want to get rid of that. Now, additionally, some people receive unemployability benefits from the VA, meaning people who essentially have mental health issues or physical disabilities from military service. They receive a monthly check from the VA for becoming unemployable, and they also get their Social Security benefits with this if they're retired as well. So they're getting both payments combined, right? They're getting Social Security and they're getting this unemployability payment from the VA as well. But the Republicans are saying that the VA program is designed to cover the loss of ability to work for people that are in the workforce, not retirees that are drawing retirement benefits from Social Security. Republicans would end this practice if they were able to have their budget plan passed. So now you can see how part of this misinformation is stemming from some truth. Republicans essentially want to prevent people who are veterans from getting multiple veteran benefits and Social Security benefits at the same time, if that kind of makes sense. Now, the budget plan also encourages the use of IRAs and 401ks and would not kick people off of Social Security benefits. So you see, folks, this stems from some truth, but the Republicans definitely are not trying to just kick everyone off Social Security benefits. But the next item on that list was raising the age for Medicare eligibility to 75 years old and ending it at 90. Now, the Commitment to America does not say anything about raising the Medicare age eligibility, and it does not propose cutting off benefits at 90 years old. Now, that's referring to that PDF that Kevin McCarthy released as sort of their mission statement before these midterm elections. However, once again, the Republicans' proposed budget does adjust the Medicare eligibility age to reflect quote unquote life expectancy. So the budget proposal explains that as beneficiaries continue to live longer, the ratio of workers to retirees continues to shrink, threatening the solvency of Medicare. So bottom line here, folks, although in their mission statement, what Kevin McCarthy released, it doesn't say they want to increase the eligibility age for Medicare, in their proposed budget, they actually do. Now, it's not as extreme as raising it to 75, and it also doesn't want to kick people off at 90, but they do want to raise the eligibility age. Again, my job here is to give you guys the truth, the actual facts, without the fluff that either side is going to give you or the bias that the mainstream media is going to give you as well. Now, the budget goes on to say that to address the increased demands of Medicare, the budget proposes aligning Medicare's eligibility age with the normal retirement age for Social Security and then indexing this age to the life expectancy. So essentially, if the full retirement age for Social Security is 67, they don't want you to qualify for Medicare until 67 as well. And eventually, the full retirement age can go up to 70, meaning you wouldn't qualify for Medicare until 70 either. Now, currently, Medicare is available to those who are 65 and older, and Social Security considers full retirement age to be between 66 and 67, depending on when you were born. So you see, right now, you can qualify for Medicare before full retirement age for Social Security. And of course, you can get your benefits at 62 for Social Security. You're just going to take a cut. So by 65, you could be getting both Social Security and Medicare, but the Republican proposal would change that, and potentially you could get your Social Security benefits at 62, but still not get Medicare until you're 67 and eventually 70, essentially preventing people from retiring because the majority of people cannot afford to pay for their own insurance. Again, just trying to give you folks the facts. Now, the next statement, tax-disabled veteran benefits. Now, there is no mention of a tax on benefits for disabled veterans either in that Commitment to America PDF or in the Republicans' budget plan. So taxing disabled veterans, folks, that was completely made up, right? So it's really easy to see how it's hard to know who you can trust. You've got these PDFs floating around, they're very clickbaity, and it's easy to believe everything you see. But folks, there's a lot of rumors saying that, maybe some Democrats release this PDF, maybe it's some extremists that release the PDF, but either way, it's very, very misleading. And really the point is that some of these things Republicans do want to do, just not quite as extremely as the PDF said, right?